Alright ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel. My name is Chandler, better known as Lord T, and on today's episode we are all about Red Shadow. I mean, you're just a rip-off of Darth Vader, Darth Maul, but what do I know? But in today's episode, I'm going to be teaching you how and why you need to be using Red Shadow, talking about his AI, his frag powers, the best implants, the best map, the whole shebang, all in today's episode. And of course my recommended deck for him. But for those of you who've been to the channel before, I normally appear at the start. As you can tell by my voice, I'm stuttering again, I have a cold, I have hay fever, so I didn't really want to appear on camera when my nose is red. I've got hay fever, I don't sound great as it is, but I'm committed to get the video out, and this is one of the most talked about characters in Frag, so subscribe, like, comment, share the video, help the channel grow. We're going for 500 subscribers because that's when we have our next giveaway. But without further ado, let's get into today's episode. My name is Lord T. I'm drinking a big cup of tea, and this is Red Shadow. Red Shadow is an epic attack card that everyone is talking about and everyone wants. At level 11, Red Shadow has a whopping HP of 584, he does an average damage of 113 per second, his speed is 10.7 kilometers per hour, and then his engagement speed is 11.6 kilometers per hour. Red Shadow doesn't have a reload time because he has infinite ammo, his fire rate is only 50, but his range is 6 meters. So already from these stats, you'll notice why everyone is talking about Red Shadow. I mean, the only two things that he lacks really is a little bit of speed and his fire rate. But before we talk about improving Red Shadow with implants, let's talk about his special ability of Red Star. Red Star is absolutely incredible. First of all, the damage is 147.8. That's massive, alright? And when it hits the opponent, it stuns them for 2 seconds. So basically, Red Shadow throws his sword, his lightsaber, whatever you want to call it, stuns the opponent for 2 seconds, and lets you swipe into them. Red Shadow's ability does have a 7-second cooldown time, however, if you do frag the opponent, then the cooldown time drops all the way down to 3 seconds only. And it doesn't stop there, because I forgot to mention that Red Star, when you frag someone with this ability, you get a 259 HP bonus. He just gets so much more survivability, he does massive damage, an incredible ability, and can stun the opponent. I mean, Red Shadow is not just great, he's freaking disgustingly great. And then when you consider his frag powers, I mean, these are many cards suffer in the game with 2 frag powers that are only okay to average at best. Red Shadow's frag powers are actually incredible and just make him an even more dominant force. I mean, one of them increases his movement speed by 20%, so if you feel that he's a slow mover, get this frag power and it means that he will be progressing a lot faster quickly. And then of course the second one increases his HP by 20%, making him more tankier. I mean, frag, you're literally just making this card a god card at this rate. But it doesn't stop there. If you haven't got frag powers, or you even want to add to him even further and make him incredible, let's talk about the implants, alright? The combination that I've got here shouldn't be legal, put it that way. I mean, Red Shadow is just a damn right incredible card. The 4 that I've chosen is damage reduction, walk speed, damage boost, and respawn. Alright, obviously damage reduction, we want to keep him around for longer, take less damage. That's why I've got it on there, because his HP is already massive. Damage reduction is better for cards with high HP. Walk speed is on him because, as we said, he's a little bit slower, and if you haven't got the frag power like me, this is a free way to make the card better. Stick on the walk speed implant. Damage boost, I mean, goes without saying, he's already doing huge damage. Let's make it even bigger. Let's cause absolute pain for the opponent and give him the damage boost. And then of course, reduce, decrease, whatever it's called, decrease respawn time. Stick that on him, means he's going to spawn in quicker for whatever reason. If the opponent somehow frag him, you're getting him back on the pitch quicker, and you get to destroy them in return. So where and when are you destroying them? Let's talk about the best map, the best game mode for Red Shadow. Personally for me, it's Street Frag. The reason being, it's such a small map, hitting people left, right and centre, fragging them left, right and centre, and his ability lets you cover ground very quickly. Of course, Street Frag only has 1 bunker as well, so with the rest of the team and Red Shadow, you are going to be wiping them out very quickly. Just like you've seen in this video. And then that brings us to the AI of Red Shadow. Now, A lot of people will be raging at my opinion. Hey ho, it's just an opinion, we're all entitled to it. I only give REDSHADOW a 5 for AI, and that's purely because when you use him as a player, he's incredible. When the AI uses it, he's average, alright? If you're not maining REDSHADOW, what are you doing? He's one of the strongest. I mean, you better be winning the game to not be maining REDSHADOW already. But basically, the AI is only good with him, and the difference between AI using REDSHADOW and you using REDSHADOW is tremendous, alright? So that's why it gets such a low score of a 5. I mean, like, even when it's throwing, like, REDSHADOW's red star, half the time it misses, or it's not turning faster. Do you know what? Don't rely on the AI, use REDSHADOW, thank me later. But if you are a little bit crazy, a bit of a nutter, or just absolutely mad from watching Monday's Madness, then here's the cards on the team that you want to be using with REDSHADOW. Partnering with REDSHADOW for crazy damage is Arena. She's the wild card in the deck. She's only common. I've been so lucky to get one of her frag powers to increase her ammo. But Arena, since her buff, is really good. Now, before she was just good, now she's really good, alright? Huge damage, and then her cat trap now does damage at the same time. So obviously when it's hitting someone, it's doing 3% damage of them every half a second. So if the opponent gets stuck in it, or if you do the Arena glitch, which is where you throw it on the base and shoot it, it's dealing damage to the base while you're still blowing it to smithereens with her gun. And the best thing about Arena now is she can place 4 of these around the map, alright? Arena is a great card if you're a fan of bunker rush or base blowing or just total annihilation. Combining her with REDSHADOW is a monstrous combination. And you know what combination should be illegal in Frag to go with REDSHADOW? Sombrero. Alright, Sombrero is one of my favourite camp cards. He's one of the top 3 of mine actually. But it's his ability that are dropping bombs like Donkey Kong. If you're focusing on fragging the opponent with REDSHADOW, that means a lot of cards are going to be dying. If they're going to be dying, let's use this to our advantage. So basically, loads of bombs are going to spawn, they're going to flood to the base, it's going to keep blowing them up, and overall, you're going to be winning a lot more games. Oh, and by the way, sticking on the rapid fire implant on Sombrero is broken. Write it in the comments and thank me later for that. It's incredible. 2 down, 2 to go. Well, let's get on with the next one, which is Darius, the center card of the deck. Now, Darius is absolutely insane with 625 HP at level 12. He's going to get nerfed. You heard it here first. He's going to get nerfed, alright? But his ability, MVP Flash Tackle, adds an 8 seconds onto their respawn time if you've got his frag power like me. It's 5 seconds if you haven't, but as discussed in the Darius video, which if you haven't watched it, go and check it out. It really does explain to you why Darius is such a great card currently and cause so many problems for the opponent because it interrupts their flow. So many people don't count seconds of the cards when it's reloading, when it's respawning, when they're switching. I'm a real big numbers man, and that 5 seconds or 8 seconds if you've got the frag power makes a huge difference. And before the opponent can realize it, you've used Darius, you've used REDSHADOW, you've used Arena, you've used the team, you're fragging them, their bunker is gone, and you're winning more games again. And I suppose we better talk about defense, because with all this offense, maybe, just maybe, the opponent gets past into your base. My favorite defense card in the game, Queen Unicorn. Alright, she's just incredible. Twinkle Force slows them down, so obviously if you are using REDSHADOW or Darius, it slows them down to give you more chance of accuracy to hit them. But as well, like, I've got the frag powers on her as well. I don't know what's happened this series, but I've been really lucky in the first week. I got 3 frag powers within 48 hours. With Queen Unicorn, of course, her fire rate increases, the radius of Twinkle Force goes up. She's just an incredible card. She's my favourite defense card, and in my opinion, the best defense card, which is why she's in the deck. You will not regret having such a solid defense. REDSHADOW is the up close and personal melee card that we didn't know we wanted, but now desire in the game. He gets compared to Ronan, but for me, for the pure damage and the amazing ability, the cool design, and the fact that he's got a lightsaber, it's all about REDSHADOW. So that's everything you need to know on how and why to use REDSHADOW in this series of FRAG Pro Shooter. Make sure you don't miss any of my latest videos by subscribing, leaving a comment and liking the video. Also helps the channel to grow. We've got Monday Madness number 6 coming, and then next week we've got something brand new, but I'm not going to leave any spoilers. I just wish you a fantastic day. My name is Lord T. Here is my cup of tea. Oh, yeah, well, you can't see it, but I am drinking my cup of tea, and I will see you next time.